Hey everybody, Dustin with a quick missive here. This is the video before the video. I've been excited about making this particular video since we first picked up our Brinkley I-265 and joined the Brinkley family in early June of this year in Omaha, Nebraska at Bish's RV. Several false starts. We did a little bit in California, a little bit in Nevada, and eventually I just deleted it all. I expect some form of perfection from myself, which I'm never going to attain. I want it to be as cool and glossy and wonderful as something that Josh the RV nerd at Bish's up in Coldwater might do. But that's just not what life in this box for me and Cleopatra look like. I've made peace with that, and instead of showing you a showroom ready, pristine environment, I'm showing it to you the way we live in it. And I think I'm a lot happier for having decided to do that. Still very much happy to be a member of the Brinkley family. So go ahead and do those YouTube things. Hit like, subscribe, and come along on the journey with us. We'd love to have you. Well, howdy, everybody. I probably don't have to raise my voice too terribly much since I've got a microphone here, but we're at Mom and Dad's ranch, Cleopatra and I, and we've got the Brinkley parked way deep in their front yard here. We're currently running the generator because it's 98 frickin' degrees, and I have both air conditioners running. Let's go take a look, huh? On a day like today, of course, if you're dry camping, the first thing you'll notice is the Predator 5000, quote, super quiet inverter. Ours is dual fuel, and we're running propane right now, which is fine. We've got 30 gallons and 30 gallons, pounds, and that's a 20-pound cylinder. Right now, I'm getting 3,300 watts. I'm also drawing 2,200, so I'm only applying about a kilowatt toward actively charging right now. Solar panels are currently pulling in about 400 watts. Some of those are still slightly in the shade. So I've got 4 of the Renogy solar suitcases. These are 400 watts apiece, so that's 400, 400, 400, 400 for a total of 1.6 kilowatts on the ground. What we're doing right now, the first 3 are in series together, coming on a 20-footer, and then the other one's just kind of hanging out by itself back there. If I put all 4 of these in series, I get really, really great wattage, but I get over voltage on the Blue Eddy, so I have to split them. So what's going to happen is I'm going to buy 2 more of those, and we're going to have 6 total, 3 and 3, series, and bring them back through the cable over to the battery. That sure is a good-looking logo, isn't it? Someday, I'm going to go out of my way to find out how to pronounce that. It's either Blue Eddy or Blue TI. I've heard both. I think I've heard Blue TI on their social networks, so maybe that's more correct. At any rate, this is how we power our home. We do have a single Renogy battery over there that's independent from all of this in transit that keeps the lights on, makes the jack work. But we have 4 of these B300K batteries for a total of 11.5 kilowatts. And that'll let me run my air conditioner with nothing else for about 8, maybe 9 straight hours, depending on what my other draw is. Our power coming in, I bought a 30 amp charge cable. It comes with a 15. I bought the 30 amp. This is for going back to shore power to charge. This, I'm running out to a gender bender that goes over to the 30 amp output on the Predator. And then in the Blue TI software, I tell it, ask for 29 amps. And it gets it. When that comes in this way, it applies charge to all 4 of those batteries. The smaller leg here, this is the DC1, DC2 input, which, if you look down here, those are our connectors that go out to the solar panels. On board here, I can click on that and see that I'm getting 103 volts with 740 watts from those 3 that are in series. The other one by itself is doing 33 volts at 259 watts. Okay, so our Starlink is always powered from one of these 20s here. I can turn AC on or off for everything. It's either on or it's off. So when it's on, Starlink's on, and we're providing output power to the 30 amp here. I had to cut the little handle off of this so it could actually fit. Comes out, hits a gender bender, hits another one to go to the 50 amp connector, hits our power watchdog, and then rides our 50 amp cable all the way back. This is mimicking shore power. I can tell the AC unit how much to draw from the Predator. I tell it to ask for 29 amps essentially, and that's been getting it done. I can go from 0 charge, dead batteries, which I never let it get there. It's actually about 5% when I get really worried. We apply a charge, and within 3 hours, we're back to 100%. That requires about 1/3 of a 20-pound tank on propane. So this tank will last me for 3 days. That's $20. So it's about $6.70-ish per day if I want to run the air conditioner essentially continually. Right now, the generator is off. Both air conditioners are running. I am drawing 1.3 kilowatts. The solar panels are providing right at exactly 1 kilowatt right now. So I am draining all these batteries to the tune of about 380 watts right now. That's a pretty minimal draw, all things considered. It's helping us do a lot of things the way we want. Yeah, there are some downsides. Okay, our pass-through storage is where? Bang, right there. This is a lot of weight to put on my hitch. I believe this unit here weighs 55 pounds, and then these things are 77 pounds each. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. That's 280 pounds. That's 300 pounds worth of stuff in here, right? There's no other place. I've tried imagining this in so many other configurations, and it's just not realistic. This is where it's going to have to be. It requires that you change your behavior a lot. I am on my second jack already. I bent the prior one doing something foolish. Turns out I wasn't chocking my wheels particularly well. The chocks I had were crap. And what has saved me from that malady moving forward is a generic set of these X chocks that go between the windows, or between the wheels. And when you do that, when they're tight, this thing is not going to roll away, which is helpful. I actually had this thing shift toward me while I was pulling it off the hitch once. It was a fairly terrifying experience considering it weighs 10,000 pounds. I was between it and the truck. I got the hell out of the way. And, well, this little bump in the bumper, that's what stopped us. Imagine that. A lot of learning curve out here in the wild. Some of our lessons we learn the hard way. Learn that one from me. Don't put too much hitch weight up front. Take your time. Make sure the thing is absolutely immobilized before you try to do anything else. Blah, blah, blah. And now I am drenched in sweat, so we need to go in. We've got nice shade, place to sit out front. But like I said, it is blistering hot. Did I mention that we are essentially at the Missouri-Arkansas border, dead center east to west in the state? So yeah, it's going to be a cooker. So you want to show everybody where we live? Let's go in here. Yes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the doghouse. I call it doghouse because, well, it's Cleopatra's home. I just happen to get to share it with her. It's nice and cool in here. I've got the AC set to 67, and I'm only lighting the bathroom at the moment. I'm getting ample light coming in through the sides. The first thing you've got, of course, is our love seat, and I've covered this with a couple of throws because Doggo is going to make it very dirty. We've got lots of stuff that we've cluttered our horizontal surfaces with. Between the kitchenette and living room, we have a pocket door, which we can open or close at our leisure. That actually lets me run AC in the bedroom only or in this room only. I get my pick. Right now we're running both because, as I mentioned, it's quite hot. We have a full-size king mattress. I think in brick and stick measurements, this is actually some form of hopped-up queen. Either way, very comfortable with it. It's memory foam. Beneath this, we have storage because this is a drop frame trailer. It's got pneumatics, so I can pull the whole thing up. I have opted to move clothes that were formerly hung in here to get some room back. I've got my dirty clothes hamper, a few other things, yoga mat, etc. And I'm doing that with one hand, which is pretty handy. I guess if those pneumatics wear out over time, that might be a little harder for me. We've got 3 hooks in here. We keep our backpack, the hoodie most likely to be grabbed. Do I need a raincoat? Place for hats, right? Don't necessarily want to cover the thermostat however. So coming in, I can give you a quick look at the window shades open up. They're reflective on the other side. This one has a smaller one with an insulated window that I can open. Dig it. The other one over here, I'm not going to open that because I have sealed that. I put a pair of slices of Reflectix in there to keep the hot sun off. Our really, really big front window, that whole shade goes all the way up. If you look closely, it's bowing in towards us a little bit. I don't use the shade hardly at all. There have been a few times in the morning where I wanted to open it and see something out there, but for the most part, I kind of ignore it. There's a large piece of Reflectix in there right now to assist in keeping radiant heat from coming in. Both sides come with dedicated power that have USB available, which is really great if you're someone who has a CPAP or needs to run some other device at night. There's large cavernous storage available, and it's like this on both sides. That's our tripod and gimbal from home. Ooh, I missed a horizontal surface while dusting. Field day incomplete. Not a great number of surfaces upon which to mount art or photographs. I mean, that's like the only spot left in here. Ate that up. I could maybe stick something there. Between these doors on the panels is optional, I suppose, for mounting some art or photographs. These are quite spacious. I have pre-cut Reflectix for all the other windows stored in here currently. In addition, it's quite spacious. The majority of my textbooks from Sands Institute fit in here without adding an excessive amount of weight. Little extra storage for shoes, footwear I've decided down here, and that's cool. On this side, we've got a full-size closet. Now previously, this drawer, it's not a drawer, this platform, you can take that out and set it flat, and then you can hang things with hangers. I've decided to put my jeans and some other foldable type shirts and throws in here. We get 4 pretty great drawers. By the way, notice almost all fixtures in here, they are soft close, which is great. Even the drawers are like that. So this one is just pure socks. Come back. Ta-da. Hiking and high value socks. Underwear. Shorts and other things. The really expensive hiking boots. And then down here we have our electrical panel. This is a split panel since we're a 50 amp 240 unit. Right here we see converter. This is L1 over here, and this is L2 over here. When we go out and look at what I'm doing with the generator, you'll see that I'm energizing both of those with one source of power. It's functional for us. It's getting it done. We also have a hard 12 volt fuse panel here. These light up if the fuse is down and still getting power to the circuit. Really easy to identify if there's an issue. That, for the most part, is the boudoir. Oh yes, we also have air conditioner. We have a place to mount a television if we choose to, and we can run cable or satellite from the pass-through down below to get here. I doubt very seriously that we ever use it. This is as good a time as any to talk about our bathroom. We've got 12 volt lighting and LED lighting inside our full-size shower. It's a really nice shower. I appreciate the seat. It has tri-pane glass on tracks. Currently, our handle on this side is broken and getting replaced on the 22nd. This one probably needs to be replaced at that time as well. We had it in the shop once and they were quite certain that we had leaking and whatnot down here. Turns out that is not actually the case. A few hours ago, I came in here and turned on the water pump and left it on. Ordinarily, when I'm done using the water, I turn it off and then I come in here and I pull that to depressurize this column. We have an issuance of water coming out right here from this bulkhead, and it's either coming out of that shower tower or the overall water supply to this portion of the trailer. That too is getting addressed on the 22nd when we go to Bish's in Omaha. Coming around to the right, we have a really nice sink. Good water pressure, right? That's with the pump. Dude with a hernia that paid for all of this is in the mirror there. We've got some storage underneath. We've got a spot over here that is really hard to clean, but I did recently discover it's a good spot to put my scale. I have 3 drawers for ample storage of the things that you would expect to find in my bathroom to brush my teeth and whatnot. Keep some other drugs and things here. Regular RV toilet, which means you're using your foot to fill it with water and then push all the way down to flush. That's pretty standard, like anything else. We have a closet in here. Keep towels and other things. And then we have a window that I've only got one piece of Reflectix in right now. I really need to put another one in here. I apparently got sidetracked while I was doing that in California. There is a GFCI outlet here and here. In the other rooms, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, something. They are all on the same circuit, and when it pops, this is where the reset button is. It's the strangest place for that to be, but that is where it is. That is the bathroom in a nutshell. Oh, I should probably point out, of course, it too has a pocket door. I mean, what good is a bathroom without a little privacy, right? Quick addendum in the bathroom. This is a furnace supply. So when the furnace is on, I get heat under the shower and in the bathroom. And when the air conditioner is on, we also have air conditioner supply coming to the bathroom. So even with the door closed, we're getting our creature comforts. All right, let's talk about our primary living space. We'll get the lights on. Here, large horizontal surface with the big window. This pull down shade is for the projector up there, right? This window is powered. I can turn it off and make it private. And when we have no power supplied at all, it remains private by default, which is kind of cool. It's very nice. I've got Spotify up there right now. I believe that's Royal Blood, probably. At any rate, I wanted to show this all clean, pristine, and pretty, and then I realized, nah, that's silly. Just show them. You know, it gets messy living in something like this. This comes all the way out. So if we want to seat people around this, I've got seating for 4 people. I'd be much more likely to do that outdoors, but if I had need, that'd be very helpful for me. Underneath, we have ample storage with 2 shelves. There's no ventilation coming through here. At first, I thought I might cut a vent hole in the side of one of these, but I'm thinking it'd be cheaper to get a spare door to have on hand to replace should I ever want to, and cut a hole here and a hole over there and get some airflow with a fan. But I can put a lot of my computer equipment and gear down here. I've got a UPS to run things. I can pretty much run my entire information security software stack, my entire lab in there, and that's great. I have a 1K Jackery Explorer 1000 sitting here. I use that to recharge a whole lot of things, USB wise. I also use that as a UPS for the laptop and the iMac when I'm actually using it. I've run the cable this way specifically because the Jackery can be a little heavy-handed, and when it's plugged into the GFCI, it might make it pop. Down here, there is a 30 amp dedicated circuit for anyone who should decide to install a dishwasher. I find the notion of a dishwasher in here with only 55 gallons of fresh water a bit ridiculous. We're probably never going to do that. At some point, I will rejigger this so that the cable is not even visible. It may be coming from somewhere else. Don't know. It's not a huge thing at the moment. We've got a big old drawer full of junky stuff. In fact, I have orders to go through these drawers and consolidate them, so we'll be dealing with that at some point, because here are owner's manuals, here's tools and rando stuff, and this is the only place that I actually have cooking utensils at the moment. Down here, we got a nice little cubby for our trash. There's extra storage for rando bags. All our paper products are here, and then there's room back here, small bags, big bags for trash can in the bathroom. The sink, which currently has some dirty dishes in it, is well apportioned. We get Decent water pressure. Oh, I just turned that off a minute ago, didn't I? That's right. I do use a tub when I wash my dishes now, especially when I'm dry camping. Otherwise, I have a tendency to overconsume and waste my water. A little bit messy at the moment. We recently moved from a Bunn coffee maker to a pour over with this jet boil. It works incredibly well. Our kitchen comes with a 3-burner stove, currently a little dirty, the Suburban. We also have a Furion microwave that's also a convection oven. Lots of storage. Up here, I've got my skillets and what have you. These are also soft close like most everything else out here. This one is not. This would be a good spot perhaps for a lazy Susan in the middle. I forgot that was there. At any rate, I'm not even using all of the space that's available. Some of these things go in there during transit. We have a miniature spice rack kind of space right here, which is also quite lovely. Over on the other side of the kitchen, we've got a spot where I have the dog water and food. I keep a handful of bottles available. We've got 50 pounds of dog food. Down below, we have a split environment where I've got unopened condiments and things like that. Other things for doing laundry, so on and so forth. All of this is dog treat, dog toy, dog medicine, dog everything. Up above, we get a little different. We've got slide out drawers. My organization method, this is largely soups. There's some ravioli, but it's almost all soup type things here. And then I've got dry good stuffs here, as well as salt, pepper, etc. And then up here I've got more canned goods that are laid out according to their type. This is mostly green beans and that sort of thing. I need to do something to split that so I can use the space above it. Then we have the Furion refrigerator freezer combo. Ours is usually quite full. Right now I've got some beer I really don't care for. That Tsingtao wasn't that good. But I've got all kinds of goodies there. And down below we have lots and lots of room to store frozen proteins, which is pretty great. So I think for the most part that gives you a whirlwind idea of what's going on with the Brinkley I265 as we own it and live in it. We are in unit 0088, so we're in the first 100 of their production run for 2025. I am sure they have found plenty of things that needed to be changed since then during production. Gosh, I'd be thrilled if I could trade in on 2026, but nope, we're done. We own it, it's paid for. I don't want to do no fooling, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is where we live, folks. We certainly hope you enjoyed this tour. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and do all those good YouTube things. Thanks for watching.